have a lot more women. You know, if a woman shows up here, she got values.
For sure.
You know she got values. And you know she also has tolerance, and she understands what a man is, how men talk, how men think. You know, and I have a lot of respect for the guys whose old ladies are here, because I ain't shake one hand, ain't no woman said a word to me, you hear me? And that's how it should be.
Conversation, I'm having a conversation with Mark with, right? If he got a weak woman with him, she's staring me in the face.
Yeah.
What is good, guys? So yeah, this is a video. This look like a group of guys. I think it's a conference. Yeah, they basically talking about things that's pretty much not traditional, or not traditional, but it's not common knowledge, should I say, about men and women relationship dynamics and whatnot. So yeah, let's get into it.
No man respects you when they can. And they can tell. Just I can have a conversation. I'm having a conversation with Mark with, right? If he got a weak woman with him, she's staring me in the face.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing. I'm trying to act like I don't see her. Right. And I'm talking.
Yeah, that's facts. I've been in situations before, recently, and when I was younger, but mostly when I was younger, where you with a young lady, you go out to a fair, a restaurant, what have you, and you just so happen to look up at her. I mean, you probably looking at her the whole time because you guys are probably talking, right? But you look up and you see she's just staring at this dude, these guys, or a group of dudes, or this one dude, and that's not good. If a chick, I can understand, okay, if you see somebody and, you know, you see something and it catches his eye, but, you know, let's flip the situation. Let's flip it. They wouldn't like that if it was done the opposite way, but never mind that. Let's cut to the chase. That's just out of pocket. It's a clear violation. You don't go with me to dinner, to a family member's house, to whatever, and be with me, like, especially for years, and be all up in another ninja face. That's clear violation, out of line, out of pocket. The thing is, and the reason for that is just disrespectful. If you're with somebody, okay, I understand we go in public, you might see something, a person that might look interesting, they might have an interesting outfit on, it could be anything, but out of respect, like this guy's gonna say, you're gonna see what he's gonna say. In this room right here, with these dudes, a lot of these guys, they got their consort with them, they got their girlfriend, their wife, whatever, and a lot of women that have done the work mentally and emotionally, and the inner work, and they've come to a realization that, first of all, most of these women that's with these guys, they watch these dudes. They can watch other men, and they can hear criticism and not take it personal. Because if it's not you, then you don't need to take it personal anyway. But most of these women, as you're going to see, are with whoever their dudes are. He's going to make a good point. They didn't look him in the eye, not once. He didn't look them in the eye. And at the end of this meeting, this seminar, this whatever they're doing, hey, you know, he didn't even so much as go shake their hand. Now, if it's my brother's consort, wife or whatever, of course I'm agree to, because we, you know, if they're serious, you're gonna be seeing a lot of her, and vice versa. But it's still a way to do things. No reckless eyeballing, okay?
All right. If he's my boy, I'm gonna tell him later. You can't trust him. He's going to listen to me and dump ass.
Right.
If That's crazy. I can't stand that. I'm talking to my homie,
Right.
and she's looking at me like
Reckless
Look
eyeballing.
at her, like we got something
She
going
reckless
on, and I know
eyeballing.
what she's
Yeah.
doing. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Evil. Stirring up evil. Stirring up evil.
Man, I just thought about this. I was years ago. I have a bro. He's pretty known as far as what's it called? He's known when it comes to. He has some notoriety. I'm not gonna say his name. When it comes to art, as far as performance arts, that's all I'm gonna say. One time, we're at this. We at a bar, we turning up in the Turn Up Saga. We having a good old time, eating apples in the bar, putting olive oil on, because that's what we did. We was the spiritual guys walking in the freaking we was the ninjas walking in drinking coconut water while everybody else was drinking alcohol. They're getting full of those spirits, but not us. But anyways, not saying that make us better than nobody or nothing like that, just giving you a visual. So we in there, it's dark, it's a bar slash little, they got a dance floor and everything. I'm with my bro. He just finished performing. We was backstage. We go to this next venue. He's with a girl. We get into a little friendly dance battle in said bar. He, gave me a little friendly push and started crumping. He crumping. He going in. Man, I kid you not. I have a witness. My bro was with me the whole time. He doing the, man, it's, it's not funny, but just to make an example, the whole time he doing the coldest moves, the most epic moves he probably thought he was doing in his head. Man, the whole time, you guessed it, she's sitting there staring at me. I'm talking, and I'm not even about to over exaggerate. Not so much as licking her tongue out, but licking her lips, looking at me. I look at my bro like, yo, hey, bro, you see this? He like, yeah, bro, I see that. The whole time, the bro who was, I was having a friendly dance battle with, he didn't notice a thing. And after he finished dancing, I do my dance. She looking at me even harder. I'm like, okay, she wilding. I'm like, why is she with stupid ninjas? That could cause a fight or worse things to happen. You know what I'm talking about. But we not stupid, so I don't know if he saw. I think I probably pulled him aside later on and was like, yo, bro, I don't know if you plan on taking her serious. I know the type of environment we in, but I had seen him hanging out for a while. I was like, yo, just watch that, because it's just, you can't trust that. That's somebody that's about to try and go through your whole team.
Just met you when she's doing
Yeah, stirring up evil.
So I'm a celebrity life coach, right?
Okay.
I'm coaching a $100 millionaire NBA player, right? His baby mother's there. She comes on to me. It's crazy. I'm in my room. She walks in there and just hops on me, bro. And I'm thinking,
Shit, wow.
She's trying to mess the bag up.
You're really like reckless.
bro, we're at his house.
Wow.
30,000 square
That'll
foot
get you
house.
killed.
What is you wanting with me? They're not with those guys because they actually like them. They with them because of what they can do for them. And then you come over there, you don't have nothing compared to this person, and they still want you. What's that about? That proves. I don't care how bad she is. If you go and get her and you're paying for her, she'll fuck your homeboy, the bellhop, somebody who cannot do any of that for her. Don't do that. It's like you're paying a woman just to be with you. That's ridiculous. A woman should love you and serve you for you to do all of that.
I think that story that you said where the rich man's wife messed with the pool boy, but the broke man's, I was like, that's a similar thing. And, as you on your player journey, but we've all spent enough game where it's like, it's like you got your baby piece. And then it's like when you're with, I think I heard that story you hear like in the old days where when maybe were more traditional or didn't work as much, and you stepped out or whatever. They say, oh, you stepped out, but they stayed with them. And that woman's like, oh, where are you going? You're like, I'm going home to my wife. You're like, I gotta go home. I was expecting me. But no, that's the reality in terms of like, yeah, she may, be a 4 or whatever you deem her to be, but it's like, I know where everybody's in position. So
most of the time, the dime piece is only a dime piece because she got makeup on anyway. I'm just being honest with you. So like, if I used to say this in school, right? The one I like never likes me back, right? I'm the sad person. A lot of girls like me, but I want the baddest girl at the school. Right. She don't like me back. Right. So my actual speed was the girls that was liking me. You see what I'm saying? So the girl at the school, right? I'm trying to get with her for the whole 4 years. We date my senior year. It took me 3 years to get with her. That wasn't my speed. Because I had to work up to earn the girl. You see what I'm saying? So
she didn't view you as valuable as those girls.
So what I'm gonna say about that is a lot of podcasters and podcasts. I see a lot of podcasts, and they say, oh, women need to be like this, men need to be like this, men need to have this, and this. All right. Understandable. The only thing with that is gray area to everything in life. So you have certain situations, how many people is it on the planet? Let's just say 2 billion. I'm not sure of the so-called exact number, but let's say it's something billion. 1 billion, 2 billion, 1.2 billion. Anyways, you think everybody's story is going to be the same? Hell no. So here's the issue. High school sweethearts, especially if they stay together, and we're back.
Girl at the school, right? She don't like me back. Right. So my actual speed was the girls that was liking me. You see what I'm saying? So the girl at the school, right? I'm trying to get with her for the whole 4 years. We date my senior year. It took me 3 years to get with her. That wasn't my speed. Because I had to work up to earn the girl. You see what I'm saying? So
she didn't view you as valuable as those girls.
Nah, she thinks she's doing me a favor.
Exactly.
Wow. Yeah.
Okay. That's a real good point. So, high school sweethearts, back to that. Not everybody is going to be in the same situation. It's situations where, on these podcasts you hear about the man has to do this and that, woman has to do this. And you have situations where now, since this is such a thing, these podcasts talking about these relationship dynamics, if you will, people who have never even, let's say, had a real relationship, been in a real relationship with a person who actually cares about them, now they go watch these podcasts and get these talking points and these opinions from people who aren't the best role models, let's be honest. So as far as this goes, and what I'm saying about high school sweethearts is, okay, so high school sweethearts are couples, or a couple who's been together for, let's say, a good little minute. Let's say you've been with somebody since high school and you guys are still together. Y'all both, say, 25, 24. Also, another scenario, I'm using two different scenarios, but it's pretty much the same. So just hit me out, try and follow where I'm going with this. Couple been together for 5 years. Let's say he starts out with the typical necessities. Let's say he's in a place, or he has a place to stay, and he's getting himself together, right? And he has a car. First and foremost, everybody off the rip not about to be millionaires straight out the gate. Let's get that. Let's get that understood. Everybody is not about to be a millionaire. Everybody is not making $100,000. But let's say he has the basic necessities: a place to stay, a car. He takes care of himself. He's mentally, spiritually, physically, emotionally sound guy. Let's say he gets in a situation where he has to kind of pick himself up real quick. If you are what a lot of people are trying to be these days, spiritual, you would know that that's a season and or a mission that he's in. And see, the woman is the backbone. So if her consort, her man falls down, and she's the backbone, I think the accurate thing would be like, if you're gonna do anything as far as help, you don't even have to do much. You don't have to, just be encouragement. That's all. If a guy is messing with one chick and he's actually a good guy, it's a lot of dirtbags out here, ladies. I don't think you really know that unless you ran into it. But if a guy is dealing with you and only you, and he's picking himself back up, let's say he's getting something together, something in his life, whether it's money, job, car, whatever it is, house, whatever it is. When a guy is with one girl, he really loves that girl, cares about that girl, you guys have the ability to make us feel like we can do anything in the world. Y'all make us feel like we Superman, we could fly, all these good things. I'm not the only one saying this. This is a thing. Is go look it up. So if that's the case, you guys have a lot of power. So if you really care about your so-called man, since you have that power, if he has hard times, you don't step on his neck while he's already in the process of picking himself up. You have a lot of power. Use it wisely. Now, it's one thing, like if he's not doing nothing, okay, yeah, go ahead and say what you gotta say. Give him a little pep talk. Y'all might have a conversation. You might even fuss. But if he's working, putting money aside, saving, putting money into things that's going to make him more money, such as maybe stocks, maybe certain investments, maybe real estate, what have you. If he's progressive and he's making a way, if he's not sitting on the couch, your couch, or somebody else's couch smoking weed all day, go ahead and work with that man. Be the backbone. Don't try and shit on him while he's down. Y'all help each other. It's a team effort. Now, as far as like whatever you got going on as his consort, as his girl, that's fine. But it's not to feel like, first, it's not a competition. Don't feel like you're better than him at the moment. Because here's the thing. Let's say y'all been together for high school sweethearts or not, but let's just say y'all been together 5 years. He let's say one time he fell down, picked himself up real quick. Had to get a new car, got a car, and he's driving again. He got wheels, right? Boom. You show your true colors and you start talking crazy to this man, talking down. You're not doing anything but showing your true colors, and it just lets that person know, whoever he is. If you guys get into a house, an apartment, you guys make it big, what have you. Does that mean at that point, let's say he's a billionaire, let's say he loses certain endorsements, deals, let's say he falls on hard times and he's not as rich as he once was. Let's say he's not a billionaire, let's say he's a millionaire, or he's making up 100,000, let's say, but he's not a millionaire, right? Let's say he's not a millionaire. But he still has money and he's trying to get back to what he once was. Since he has fallen from grace, does that mean shit on him? Think of him as lesser than? No. So the thing is this. You know what? Let's continue. I'm gonna get into that later.
Yeah. One of the crazy things is we assume that every woman is worth connecting to. Like we assume that like, well, every woman should get married. Every woman should have kids. Every woman is going to pair eventually. It's not the case. I mean, I'm shocked. Sometimes I'll talk to women, and you guys may have heard this, especially the guys who are a little older. A chick will say, you know what, I'd rather be alone. I'd rather be alone than do fill in the blank. And they're serious, and there's a good number of women that will be alone.
Yeah.
And some of them actually will knowingly, if you guys saw recently when I talked to that older black lady, and I said, well, why did you have that kid with that man?
Yeah, that was crazy.
Oh,
And you knew that
know.
kid was going to be a bastard because while you were still pregnant, that man didn't want to be with you. Like, you didn't even have 9 months with that man.
Because that wall was coming.
Let's unpack something real quick. So, a lot of guys, they give good game, they give good information, good relationship advice, life advice, whatever. Y'all gotta know the difference though. I don't care if he's a preacher, teacher. What people, first and foremost, women, you have to realize, if you get with a guy, your man is not the only strong man. Physically, spiritually, mentally, emotionally. So, I'm saying that to say this. When you get around other men, don't fold. Don't be standing all in their face, complimenting them, doing too much extra stuff, because you're going to look weak. And you're going to look like you a little out there. I'm being nice. I'm being pleasant. You're going to look a little out there. It's just not something you do, because if you were a dude that's really with you, for the most part, you probably know he wouldn't do that to you if y'all really locked in. The only time somebody be like, oh no, he would probably do that to me. Nah, you just saying that at the time because you probably don't feel like being locked in. You probably won't be in these streets or something, or you won't be out here. So, look, the thing is, it's like, that's one aspect of it. But then also another aspect is this. You know, like I said, you really with somebody, be locked in, be with them. You go to a place, family function, he introduces you to certain people. Don't be all in his cousin Ray face. Don't be looking at Tyrone all in his face. It's a bad look, especially. Yeah. So, also, a lot of guys in positions of so-called power, whether you go to church and it's the preacher, he's the head man in charge. He's supposedly the guy in charge. He looks like the most spiritual guy. Ladies, I've been through this before, and the thing is, if you love your man, you're not gonna look at this man, see what he has, see how accomplished he is, especially if he, everybody's mission is different in life, but you shouldn't look at the preacher, the guy, of the podcaster guy, Drake, a famous artist, and be like, oh well, look at what he has and my man doesn't have that. And you start being disrespectful towards your man and holding contempt towards him because he's currently not there. All these people that's famous or successful, rich, wealthy, man, they had ups and downs too. It's artists right now going through ups and downs. So you gonna look a little crazy if, let's say, the dude you sitting here talking shit about, disrespecting, looking at with contempt, let's say he figures out what he's doing and becomes successful in whatever he's doing, and he's in a way better spot, you're gonna look a little crazy. So it's like, if you want to be solid and transparent and all or nothing, really be that. Don't talk about it, be about it.
Yeah. She knew that biologically she wasn't going to have time to find another guy. And obviously something's wrong with her that she didn't encounter anyone else that wanted to stick with her. And she's also disagreeable enough that she wasn't going to change. And there's a lot of women like that, and they're really only good for giving them the old 1-2. Some of them are ugly, some of them are good looking.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
But one thing I can emphasize, and unless your ass is in Russia, you can really stomp down on her neck. but you better stomp down on her mother neck and keep your boot on her head and hope though that you have been the one to stomp down the most.
Okay, so right here, like, I just randomly saw this video, didn't go looking for it. I don't agree with that, especially if he means physically. Yeah, I don't condone that. Now I get it, fellas. I get it. Men, for the ladies and the men. Sometimes, you know, your significant other push you to that point and you like, ooh, you know, but that doesn't mean act upon how you feel. Now, like in other countries, that's a different story. Like, as far as what he talking about, I know what bro getting at, but at the same time, I like physically, nah. But as far as like standing on your square and being a man and not letting disrespect slide, and you know other things that come with not letting disrespect slide, I am in total agreement with that. I totally agree. The thing is, the internet shows men and women all of these different options. Once again, it's going back to what I just said. A lot of people, you know, this whole spiritual conscious community, this whole wave has been a thing for years. I was plant-based 13 years. Before I was plant-based, I was on the science as far as spirituality goes, meditation, astral projection, walking barefoot, hugging trees, you name it, I was on it. Except for like Ouija boards and all that stuff. I don't do that. And like certain other things I don't do. Astrology, numerology, I'm on that to a certain degree. Some people took it further than me. Cool, good for you. You took it further. You know a little bit more than I do, and that's cool. But here's the thing: a lot of people, they caught up with this whole new spiritual wave, and it's like, before you try and be spiritual, get your morals and principles. Before you try and be spiritual, get your morals, principles, and character developed a little bit more before you try and be spiritual. There's people out here online trying to tell people about whatever they trying to tell them about spiritually, but they don't have like good communication skills. They don't have, and I'm not bashing anybody. This goes for men and women. There's people out here without good communication skills. There's people out here without certain character traits that they should have, that before you try and be spiritual and before you try and be some spiritual guru, you should not think it's a bad thing, for instance, for me to call my loved one and just want to talk to them. You should not think it's a bad thing for me to just hit you up and see if you made it home safe. That's some character stuff going on there. So that's just two not so good examples, but I'm pretty sure whoever's watching this, you get what I'm saying. The spiritual thing is great. It's fine to want to teach and help people progress and grow in their self-development. But as far as what really matters, you would be far more spiritual and spiritually advanced if the people that's trying to be spiritual and they have like bad attitudes and it's not the best with people on a personal level, you'll be far more spiritual if you learn, frankly, how to communicate with people. It's a lot of spiritual people I know personally. They could tell you about the ice wall, the planet, the earth is flat. They could tell you about crystal children, rainbow children, star children. But when it comes to problem solving and settling differences, having a disagreement and not letting it turn to an argument, I know men and women like that. So just because you smoke weed, just because you do shrooms, just because you do yoga, just because you meditate, or any of the above that I said amiss does not make you spiritual. That's add-ons. What really is important is to treat, I know it's going to sound cliche, but to treat people like you want to be treated, lead with love and not hate, know when and where to use or be aggressive, and know who to use aggression on. Emotional intelligence, right? If your emotional intelligence is pretty decent, I would say you pretty good spiritually. But anyways.
Because if some other dude stomped down on her neck harder than you, he's embedded. Like, I'll ask a chick, and a lot of chicks have their ass kicked by a dude. I always ask them, like, okay, did you call the police? Like, meaning, did you turn him in? Did you bring him in? He's... Chicks have their ass kicked by a dude.
Okay, I get what bro's saying, but once again, I don't agree with that personally. But I'll let him continue before I talk about this.
He's asking, like, okay, did you call the police? Like, meaning, did you turn him in? Did you bring him to justice? Because if they didn't, he's favored. He's not viewed as a bad guy. He's not viewed as an enemy. He's favored.
And she's put up with more from him than she'll probably ever put up with from you.
Yes. And I know it's an evil world, because I got chicks right now that got men, babies, marriages, the whole nine. Send me $400. Okay, but let me figure. I'm gonna ask my friend to send it. She has to send it to you, because I can't have my husband see it come out of my bank account. So
whoever doing this, men or women, that's just conniving. If you married or you just have a guy you've been with for a long time, I can't speak for everybody, but I can speak for myself. Chances are he's probably planning to propose. Like I said, I can speak for myself. Can't speak for everybody else. But if you're doing some shit like that, that's conniving. Like, I'm
gonna send it to her, and then she's gonna forward it to you. It's like there's certain things that you connect with on a woman for whatever reason, it will never be unbroken. And that's why I always tell you guys, the younger the better. And you'll hear nerds saying like, oh, that girl's too young. Like, no, you're mad because you are getting an inferior product, one that's up in age, one that's expiring. Motherfuckers don't want to see you in the Rolls Royce when they in the Toyota.
Facts.
So they make up bullshit. Oh, she's too young. For who? Nigga, she right here. She right here.
You know what's so crazy, bro? Like, it's like, I don't understand it, man, because it's like, because what Kevin and you was talking about, and everybody talking about, in the sense of like, you want that level of dedication and everything. It's so interesting. You would think that the woman, as she's aging up, like, she's gonna like have some level of maturity, whatever.
Yeah.
I've met 20-year-olds that like, they follow in directions.
Right.
They want to get married. They want to do their thing, and then you meet the 30-year-old. It's like,
They get worse, bro.
I'm doing this. I'm doing that. Like, she can't listen. You know what I'm saying? But I'm supposed to go with the girl that's not listening, because like all she has is more experience, and that experience is even worse.
Yeah.
Because it's just like
Trying to hook you up with that
because
Toyota they got.
you have to atone for everything every other dude is bad.
every
Jump
letdown.
through even more hoops. I'd rather jump through hoops for the young girl because of naivete than jump through hoops for the older chick because she's been through too much.
prove you better than the
see what I'm
last 10
saying?
guys,
Because
yeah.
one is naive. I feel like the younger girl is naive. It's like if she, of course, hasn't had too much experience like the older one, but it's like I could attribute bad behavior better to, I feel like, the younger woman than I could make excuses for the older woman just due to that.
We can't make excuses for any of them.
I feel that way.
And we got to keep that motherfucking foot on all of their necks. And it might sound like, God, this nigga hard on the hoes. But really, there's a motherfucking Russia right now. Right now.
Get his hot meal.
Hey.
The combo.
But when you really think about it, sadly, like that's damn near what it's supposed to be, because I've been in situations where, and it's still so hard to accept because it's so irrational. And you're dealing with a woman that is reasonably intelligent, reasonably competent. We come to a point of disagreement, and then I say, conversation's over. Yeah, but I just want to understand. Conversation's over. Yeah, but can you just tell me why? Conversation's over. And I'm just asking myself, like, if you were another man, would I have to have said that 3 times?
Yeah.
And then what makes you think at this height, weighing $110, you get to question me? And beyond that, it's like, you're under my roof. It's like where is this, like, and then we'll calm down eventually.
Honestly, before y'all even get under a roof together, respect should be there. So at the point in which, let's say, a couple does get under the same roof, if the respect wasn't there before y'all got in the physical, in the flesh, in a house or apartment together, it's still not going to be there. Or if it's just kind of there, if she's just half-assing with the respect, or vice versa, it's just, that's what it's going to be. That has to be established before y'all get in the place. You don't get married and then start practicing at it. You start before. You don't go to the Olympics. You don't go to an art show competition. You don't go to a martial arts competition. You don't go to the Super Bowl. You don't go to the big leagues or anything without any sort of preparation. You have to prepare, you have to practice, you got to train. Same thing with relationships, marriage. Before you get married, before you get in a place together, respect has to be there. Practice respecting each other. Make sure, on both ends, to say the least right now, but you practice talking to each other. Instead of letting a disagreement turn into an argument, you practice keeping it at a disagreement and agreeing to disagree, staying calm, cool, and collected. Neither one of us has to raise our voice. If one person is trying, that's great, but if the other person isn't so much, then it is work that needs to be done. But my point is this, and that has to be established before the marriage, before the house, before the apartment, before the whatever. Point blank, period.
The next day, you re-engage the subject, and you're like trying to explain, like, do you understand that you were wrong in that? You were being disrespectful, disobedient? Oh, well, it's not disobedient. It's just trying to, and you will never, there are some things you will never come together with. There's no level of explanation.
Correct.
And so what you understand is that if you'll never come together on logic and understanding, so if there's not a view of utter respect and hierarchy,
I see what you're saying,
because you're not going to explain her into good behavior, and here you can't gorilla pimp her into good behavior.
Right.
It got to come down to,
bro, wilding with that part. He keep saying that part, bro. This dude, nah, bro. I don't agree with that. I just saw this, and I decided, I'm gonna do a reaction to it. Like I said, figuratively speaking, yeah, you gotta stand on your square. Getting physical, standing on your square with a woman, nah, I just walk away. I walk out the house, walk out the whatever, like. But yeah.
how much do you want me? Keep talking like that, you won't have me. And then she says, no matter, I might implode, but I'm gonna hold it in and I'm going to comply Because now it's not about right and wrong. It's not about logic and illogical. It's not about emotional and rational, which is how we try to get them to understand things. It's about everything I want will disappear.
Question to you then, because I feel that, because that's like that walking away is like, hey man, I'm ready to walk. It's my walking papers, but man, how? Because I want to ask, man, like it's like, I know it's better communicated, like you said, like with that look, you're saying the conversation's over.
Right.
If you have to make that statement that you just said, are you showing?
I try not to make the statement. Because it's kind of like, it's kind of, you got the clapper on you, like you know you got. No, I'm not gonna say that.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not gonna say that.
Correct.
I'm not gonna say that. But if you know I got it on me, you know that when I reach, it's not to reach, it's to pull it out and take you out.
For sure.
So like when you can't keep pump faking on them.
For sure, exactly.
They have to know that you're a very serious person.
Correct.
And believe that you will do what you say, and also already know what the red lines are and know when they're getting close. You don't have to give any warning shots, you know.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
If you pump fake, you lose ground.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
And you know, shout out to Bishop Magic Don Juan. He said, you know, if I tell her I'm gonna whoop your ass and damn near kill you, he says, I hate to have to say it, because I'm gonna have to do it.
It's just like when your mama start looking for
Of utter respect and hierarchy.
I
and,
see what you're saying,
you know,
bruh.
because
Yeah.
you're not gonna explain
Correct.
her into
Correct.
good behavior.
it's just like when your mama start looking for the belt real quick, and then she don't get it. You start to realize, she pump fake, and you don't worry as much. You know what I mean?
Have a lot more women. You know, if a woman shows up here, she got values.
For sure.
You know she got values. And you know she also has tolerance, and she understands what a man is, how men talk, how men think. You know, and I have a lot of respect for the guys whose old ladies are here, because I ain't shake one hand, ain't no woman said a word to me, you hear me? And that's how it should be. You know, that's how it should be among us.
Facts. Yeah. So, like I was saying in the beginning of the video, guys, it's like, you go to an event, the movies, whatever, with your man, with your consort, it's just, it's out of line. Like, if you're dealing with a guy that's doing that, looking at just the opposite sex all day, and is at a point where y'all damn near not even really serious, then that's different. But if y'all serious, and he's not going out his way to just look at chicks past, and it's like, don't disrespect that man like that, and just be out and about with him at restaurants, making eye contact with other dudes, eyeing other dudes. Look, be solid. Both parties should be a team player. Y'all should both help each other out. That's that for that video. You know, like, comment, subscribe.